All right. Good evening, everybody. Hope you had a really good day after all that wind and blizzard conditions that we had out there. But everything's kind of settled down now. We've got a big high pressure system that is now settled into the south and western parts of North Dakota. So basically, what you're seeing right there, as far as the numbers go, in the arrows, is just the wind direction, and then the gusts, the current gusts. So everybody right now, generally in the fairly light. There are some 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts out there across eastern parts of North Dakota. Most of them have kind of settled down across much of the region. So really not much going on. The only thing we've got in this pink, everything in this pink shaded area are wind chill advisories, and they're effective until about 9 a.m. in through more of the central parts of the state. And once you get further east, they're actually effective, and then also into Minnesota as well. They're effective until noon. So expecting colder temperatures overnight after once this high pressure system now settled in and have cleared things out. We're sitting with clear skies, just a few higher clouds down in the southwestern part of the state, but otherwise everybody else is clear. So we're allowing a lot of that heat that's currently out, or heat that is out there, to basically escape. And so that's why we're going to be cooling off. And we have some wind chill advisories tonight. Winds really won't be that bad, um, but just, will be a little bit cooler tonight. Currently, the road conditions, everybody's pretty good. Everything's opened up now. We have had quite a few closures in western parts of Minnesota today, but once again, everything's back open again. And we're just, the blues are like scattered snow covered roadways. Reds are a little more snow to ice, or pinks or whatever, but most everybody's green to blue, and the conditions are fairly good. North Dakota, same thing. The purple dash lines um, are scattered snowdrifts. So much of the northeast and then down to the southeast as well. Some areas, some roads that are currently still have probably some finger drifts and just some drifts that the plows haven't quite gotten through yet. Some reports from today. This is out of the Bismarck office. Jamestown had a peak gust of 64 miles per hour. Glenfield 63, Jamestown and Minot 61. And there you can kind of see what's going on across from the central to the western parts of North Dakota. So 55 to 65 mile per hour winds out there. Out in the east, Grand Forks had East Grand Forks, just north of there, had a gust of 65 miles per hour. Devils Lake 63, and Fargo as well 63. Grafton 52, Langdon 51. So pretty windy out there today. That's why we had the blizzard conditions. Roads were pretty bad there for a while. Multiple accidents, but all that is cleared up. If we take a look at the current conditions and what the models kind of got going for us, here's that high pressure system that's going to slide off to the southeast. Um, Out ahead of a warm front, ahead of a low that's going to be sagging on into the area Saturday night. Um, Here, this is Saturday morning, and with this warm front, we're going to be seeing some light snow, very light snow across the northern parts of North Dakota and into northwestern parts of Minnesota. This is as of noontime right now. Really not expecting much snow off of this, just maybe a light dusting. More so, the problem that's going to be causing or any type of issues is going to be the winds, and I'll show you that shortly. As we go in a little bit deeper into the time period, now we're looking at Saturday night into very early Sunday morning, and this low pressure begins to sag on south and bringing with it some colder air and also some precip. Now you can see out ahead of the snow, was actually some rain, some freezing rain, and even some sleet. I said yesterday I didn't think the temperatures would get that warm that far north, but boy, the models are still very much hinting that temperatures could reach above freezing up into portions of the northeast, in northern parts of North Dakota. So it is possible early on into the night on Saturday night that we could be starting off with rain or freezing rain and then transitioning over to some snow as this low moves to the east southeast. So areas from Minot to Devil's Lake, Walhalla down to Grand Forks, most of north of Highway 2 and east of Minot have that possibility of some rain, freezing rain before that transitions to snow and then actually dries up a little bit. Cold air continues to sag on south, along and behind the front on Sunday morning. I would expect some snow to still be occurring across much of the south and then also in the west. Really not much of accumulation, maybe just a light dusting, but just bear in mind we're going to be seeing some gustier easterly winds. And so with that on Sunday, with a little bit of light snow, you might see some reduced visibilities. I would say mostly along 94 and south, and then west of the Bismarck, like west of the Missouri River Valley region, is probably where we're going to be seeing these types of conditions as we go into the Sunday afternoon. So in the morning, Sunday morning, you're going to have rain, freezing rain, and snow, transitioning over to some snow. That dries out, and then south and west in the afternoon, some little breezier conditions and some very light snow. Here comes this next system on Monday, Sunday night into Monday. Again, still looking like most of it's going to set up further south into South Dakota and through around that Minneapolis, central Minnesota through Minneapolis area. So this is going to be lingering on through Monday and into Tuesday, and that basically pulls on through. Here's the wind gusts real quick. This is tonight. These winds pull out. Here are southerly winds picking up late in the morning into early afternoon tomorrow. So I would expect the valley is going to see a little bit of problems with visibility wise. Not as bad as today, but you might see some half mile visibilities here and there. Possibly some worse stuff further north. So just bear in mind with that. If you're north of Highway 2 and kind of in the valley region, you might see some higher gusts and even worse visibilities up there. So just bear in mind if you're going to be traveling up there tomorrow afternoon. As we go in through the day on Saturday, it does decrease into the Saturday evening time frame. Some westerly winds start to kick up in southwestern parts of North Dakota. And then here comes that cold front sagging south. And there's not a whole lot of wind that's associated with that, thankfully. So maybe a little bit of gusts of 20 or so. But as we get into Sunday night into Monday morning, really not much in the way of winds until more so Monday morning. We've got these easterly winds that, as I said, are going to be associated with some snow. So just bear in mind, south of 94 on Monday might get a little nasty out between the snow and the breezier conditions, breezier winds. Snowfall predictions is going to be kind of rough right now, but could see over 10 inches of snow across South Dakota and parts of Minnesota. As for south of 94 in the North Dakota region, may pick up 6 inches. I think some of these bands are going to be very narrow. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But just mind you, south central, southeastern parts of North Dakota probably has the best chance of picking up accumulated snowfall. Southwest a little bit as well, but not quite as much. But we are still watching that system on Monday, basically coming through the area. So there you have it. There's the quick and dirty version of what we're expecting here over the next, or over the weekend and into Monday. That snow does kind of move off, and we're sitting with cold conditions for the remainder of the week. As we take a look at the remainder of the week here, we're looking at Monday, and that high pressure basically settles right in. Boy, if things would pick up here. Monday night, the Tuesday morning, there's that big high pressure system keeping all that cold air, really sagging that cold air further south, and keeping any type of precipitation out of the area for a number of days. However, boy, we're going to be dealing with some really cold temperatures throughout the whole entire week, and I'll show you a little bit deeper detail as to how cold we're going to be thinking here. But finally, that does kind of move off into the weekend, tries to warm up a little bit by Saturday and into Sunday. And it does show another little system move quickly down to the southeast, another little clipper type of system, and bringing some snow across the state. But that's what we're looking at next Sunday into Monday. Quite a ways out there. We'll see if that actually happens. That's fair, pretty far out. But what we do know probably for pretty certain is it's going to be cold. Here's the actual temperatures. And Tuesday, we're looking at maybe highs in the minus teens, -5 to -15. As we get into Tuesday morning, these are actual temperatures, -20, minus teens to -25 for lows. As we warm up during the day on Tuesday, we really don't warm up. Maybe 0 in the southwest to -5 or -15 or so in far northeastern portions of North Dakota. Once again, cold Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, lows -10 to maybe 25 to 30 below. Trying to warm up, not much on Thursday, and then Thursday night into, or rather Wednesday, I should say, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Even colder temperatures. We're still looking at -28, -20 -5 down in the southwest. So cold, cold, cold. Finally on Thursday, it tries to warm up a little bit. Lows still, we're looking at above freeze or above zero finally in the southwest to -20, 25 in the northeast. And then on Friday, we'll see a little bit more of a rebound, 20s west, low single digits above zero to the east. Actually tries to warm up a little bit on Friday night into Saturday morning. And then Saturday, we finally return a little more mild temperatures above freezing down to southwest teens across northern Minnesota. And that's kind of how we sit then for a couple days after that. We're going to take a quick look at the wind chills that are expected to be, because they are expected to be quite cold. Here's Tuesday morning, -40 possible across northern parts of North Dakota, -25 into northern Minnesota. Dealing with a little more trees there, so probably doesn't get quite as cold in some of those areas. As we get into Wednesday morning, again, lows or wind chills, -30 to -40 off in the north and east, -20 down in the southwest. Just flipping over to Thursday morning, not quite as bad when you're seeing this -49. That's a little suspect. I'm not. They must have a little bit stronger winds in there, but I wouldn't hold much water to that. We'll just say -20 to -30 as far as wind chills go. Even down in the southwest, it's looking pretty cold. Must be. Looks like they're predicting a little bit stronger winds down there, so that'll bring those temperatures down. And then we get into Friday morning, the last real cold day, where we're looking at -30 to maybe some -40 degrees again, off in those colder regions, and -10 down in the southwest. Then we kind of warm up, and we don't, wind chills aren't real terrible going into the weekend, next weekend. So there is basically what we have in a nutshell. I kind of went through it a little bit faster than normal, but I guess if you have any questions, please, I would very much like to answer any type of questions you might have, any specific days out there. But I think the main problem really is going to be, a couple things. Two issues will be the winds on Saturday across the valley starting to develop. And really, they're going to be mostly, from that Valley City, Jamestown region on east into northwestern parts of Minnesota. Like I said, this particular model is showing, even gusts of 50 miles per hour. We will take a look at one of these other short range models just to see if they are showing anything different. H triple R, the H triple R. Let's see. Not that far. So by noon time frame with this model, not quite as strong. Still 35 to 40 in eastern parts of North Dakota. Still looking a little stronger, maybe in that northwestern corridor, Grand Forks up to Pembina and eastward. Warren, Goodridge, Grigla, you guys sitting up there, you could see some reduced visibilities, I would think here. Now we're getting into the 2 o'clock time frame tomorrow, and they're showing gusts maybe to 50 miles per hour. So some blowing and drifting, not quite as much today in the Southern Valley as today, but I think you'll see some drifting tomorrow. And then further north, like I said, you might see a little more problems where visibilities could get down to half mile or even a quarter mile at times. Won't really last too long. This will move through fairly quickly along this warm front as this moves through. So that's problem one. The other problem will be the snow and rain starting early Saturday night into early Sunday morning, and just how much freezing rain will fall. Little hard to tell. I don't think it'll be a whole lot. But once you get a little bit of rain out ahead of the snow, it's probably going to be causing some pretty slippery conditions up across areas north of Highway 2, as I said before, and into northwestern parts of Minnesota. So um, anywhere this kind of falls, this rain, um, watch out for very slippery conditions. Conditions that the temperatures are going to fall fast. So um, we're actually going to back up a little bit here to 30. Look at the actual temperature at that point. Obviously, they're above freezing. And this is again as of midnight. So it was showing some rain in through here. So I mean, if this is rain, it's going to be more freezing rain with rain a little bit further to the west as we move along into the 3 a.m. time frame. Does try to drag some little bit warmer air out there. Boy, I don't know. I wouldn't think that. I think you're going to see more of a cutoff in through here, where this might be above freezing, and everything to the east will remain below. So if it is predicting any type of rain, boy, I would think east of Devil's Lake, it's mostly going to be freezing rain. And then, as I've said before, as we go into the later morning hours, it does kind of transition more over to the snow as that cold air basically settles right in and cools everything off across all the levels of the atmosphere. And at that point, we're just looking at, some light snow and maybe some gustier winds by the noon time frame across the south and into northwestern parts of Minnesota. So anywhere in through here, I would expect some snow to still be falling around noon, along with a little bit gustier winds. Some of the visibilities might dip down a little bit in that noon time frame on Sunday, and then once we get a little bit deeper, kind of about the same, and then the snow kind of starts to develop more down in South Dakota as we get into the nighttime hours of Sunday night into Monday morning. We'll just kind of fire ahead into the Monday morning time frame. And yep. So those of you traveling south of 94, it's going to be tricky. I really think this band is going to be a little narrower. A part of me kind of thinks most of North Dakota is going to miss out on this. Is really my feel. I think this, I've said before, this high pressure really has pushed this system to the south. So I don't know really if we're going to see a whole lot of snow across southern parts of North Dakota, but just do be aware that potential is out there for Monday morning um, through the Monday time frame, along with some easterly winds. But we'll see how that develops. We could see 0, we could see 6 inches. Unfortunately, it's just kind of hard to tell. I guess if I had to take a stab, I'd say we're probably looking at that. Some areas across the far south in that 2 to 4 range. So, maybe you guys down and through here, like Gwinner, Ellendale, Edgley, Ashley, Strasburg area, you might see 2 to 4, and then up north of that, up to 94, maybe 2 inches or less. That's sort of my feeling, but we will see. We'll see how that pans out. Other than that, looking real cold the rest of the week, as I said. And I just realized I didn't change my little scrolling thing down here. Why do I always forget that? I do appreciate everybody who tuned in today. I did have a little bit of live feed for a while, and just kind of kept things live. That's the one I want. And I talked about kind of current conditions and updated with any type of road closures and stuff like that. So if you're able to tune in this morning, I would break in once in a while and just show some pictures and show where roads have closed. So, so please, next time if you ever just subscribe and like and all that fun stuff down below, because that way when I'm going to be online. You kind of get a bit of a heads up. Go ahead and subscribe to my Facebook page. I keep that updated as to when I'm coming on there. And also, don't forget to go ahead and find my Twitter feed. And if you got any pictures or any kind of video or any information, uh, please send stuff out to me. That would be great. I could put you up live on the air here and show everybody what you're seeing. So I think we'll probably tune in Sunday night just to take a look at what's coming with the week ahead and take a look at the storm that's going to be developing down the south. If you got any travel plans through South Dakota and maybe flying in and out of Minneapolis on Monday will not be real great out. So just be aware of that. All right. I think we're good there. 20 minutes, and we did a good portion of it within the first 10 minutes. So thank you all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share it. Get more people watching this. And the more we get people watching, the better. The more people we can basically inform on what's going on out there and get my takes. As my daughter had said, she says, Dad, why are you seem to be right all the time? Thanks. Thanks, Ella. I don't know. I think some of it is when you ask a more specific question, I can give a more specific answer. So, I can generalize things a little more and just do like the weather guys. But when you ask me questions, hey, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to travel between this time and that time. What do you think? I can really break it down more. And so, again, that's why I always encourage people to come on here and ask questions, because I might not get to what you're really looking for, or the answer you're really looking for. So, boy, it'd be great just to have, uh, just to come on and ask questions, and we can answer them together, because maybe somebody's going to be looking for the same type of question. Um, all right, guys, have a good weekend. Stay warm next week. And tomorrow will be a little better, but as far as temperatures go, and then into Sunday as well. But boy, it's looking cold next week. So hang on in there. Everybody's in for a cold snap. Good night.